the microphones. Welcome to the Choppin It Up show. I'm your host, Joe Beard. Happy to be of service for you today. Today is June 12th, 2022, 1 o'clock on the West Coast and 4 o'clock on the East Coast. We appreciate all those listening live or through our podcast form, or through our website, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We're on Amazon Music, Audible, wherever you are on the interwebs. You can go to themarchingpodcast.com and you can click on our listen, watch, and follow tab to see all of our different platforms. This podcast is brought to you by Blockband Music and Publishing, blockusup.com, SAY Marketing and Promotions, Kevin Peete of ReMax Patriots, Math-Sci Tutoring and Educational Services, Lamik's Video, Bull City Music School, Prodigious Music Concepts LLC, and the HBCU Recruitment Center. So shout out to all of our beloved sponsors that allow us to do the things that we are able to do. Today is a special day because we're also pleased to announce our partnership with the HBCU Experience Movement, LLC, the HBCU Experience, the HBCU Band Alumni second edition book will release at the end of June on Amazon. I was lucky enough to write a chapter in the first book, and not to spoil it, but I got the best chapter. No, I'll just play it. I'll just play it. All the chapters is good. But I mean, mine is kind of fire. Okay. All right. So the second edition is coming up in June. And so we're happy to have one of the authors on the second edition. I'm really excited to talk to this person because his bio is really, really good. And I definitely would like more people to see this type of person out here so it helps the youth in their further endeavors. So we're proud to have with us today Gary Norman II. How are you doing in this podcast, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Glad to be here. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate you being on the show. Shout out to Ashley and Christy for allowing him to be on the show. This is a good fit. So I'm really glad to talk to you today. So just giving everybody the format of the show, we will ask the first set of questions, asking Gary where he's from and getting to know him a little bit better. Then we'll take a break in the middle to hear all of our commercials from our beloved sponsors. We'll come back and find out about life after school for Gary and the things that he's done up to this day. And we'll get a little taste, taster, teaser, if you will, about his chapter at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Gary, where are you from, man?
From Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, you from Jacksonville. Now, is your family, your parents, are all y'all from Florida?
Yeah, so my parents grew up in Jacksonville. My dad was in the Marines, so I moved around a little bit and then came back to Jacksonville.
Okay. Now, real quick, I'm trying to think. Jacksonville, somebody said that's like the biggest, by area, it's like the biggest city in the country or something like that? By land
Jacksonville is 1 million square miles.
Wow. Okay, all right. And I think I'm trying to think. I had a family member that lived in like St. Simon Island. So I know that I actually flew to Jacksonville, I believe, to get to the island.
Yeah.
So that's real cool, man. Another Florida native. Okay, shout out to you. What was your first instrument growing up? And why did you pick that instrument?
It was the saxophone, man. And it was because of Grover Washington.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
I have fond memories, man, of playing my dad's records, Wine Light, Mr. Magic, and I wanted to do that.
Right.
I mean, my mom played piano, but she also played clarinet, and she wanted me to, be a better musician. And she taught me to read music. She wanted me to play piano, and I was stubborn and defiant, saying, "Bro, Washington don't play piano. You show me a picture of Grover Washington playing piano while I play piano." I wanted to play sax, and it was sax or nothing.
That's what's up, man. Okay. And then So now you in Florida. So I'm always jealous of folks like, cause my mom's from North Carolina, my dad's from Mississippi. So like that HBCU like band experience was all there. We didn't really have that in St. Louis. So what would you say was your first HBCU band experience?
Interestingly enough, it wasn't directly until eighth grade. I mean, all through school, I had band directors and family members, that went to FAMU, other HBCUs. Um, but it was never really in my face
Okay.
until eighth grade. Eighth grade, I went to a Ballad of Bands, and that was the first time I saw HBCU culture like on display. I had uncles that were always wearing the gear. It was always kind of being advertised, real subliminal.
Right.
But at that Battle of the Bands, um, I had FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, and Tennessee State all right there,
Wow. Okay.
and their crowds, and their fans. So you got to see a little bit of everything, and it was mind blowing to me. And that was the first time I made the decision right then. All right, I got to be a part of that. Whatever that is, I want that.
Right. 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 Yeah, my dad was from Jackson State, so we went to Memphis every year. Tennessee State, Jackson State. So I saw that game, and just like you, I said, I want to be a part of that. And my mom being from North Carolina, she was, a little bit more like MEAC savvy. So of course she always wanted, she always talked about fam and like, A&T, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was like a little small war between my parents as far as like where I wanted to like march. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what's up, man. Okay. So where did you go to high school there in Jacksonville?
So I went to Stanton College Prep. Um, it was probably the third iteration of the school. Originally, it was one of the first black high schools. It was later turned into a magnet school, one of the top high schools in the nation. So I was fortunate enough to go there. But history-wise, that's also where a lot of the FAMU band staff went.
Ah,
So I felt like I was in good ranks, knowing that some of the guys that would eventually become my professors, um, they'd also grace those halls, along with a lot of my family members. So it was a sort of I'm probably a third generation Blue Devil,
wow.
but
Okay.
it was all in the family.
Okay. That's really cool, man. And then did you march? Did they have a marching band there? And did you march in the band in high school?
Yeah, so they had a marching band. Our director was from Florida A&M as well. I was in all of the bands at Stanton. So I did marching, symphonic, jazz, concert. Uh, if we were putting some instruments together, I was going to be a part of it.
Right, right, right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's really cool. Okay. Now tell me about your college selection process. Like I know a lot of people usually have like a list, and they kind of it's kind of like down to the wire as far as like where they want to go to school. Tell us about like the schools that you were deciding to go to, and then the school you ended up picking.
Well, let's see. I guess before I got in high school, um, I wanted to go far away. Every kid wants to get away. I want to go be grown. The further away I could get, the more adult, I guess, in my head. I felt
Right.
like,
Right.
you know, I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to Hampton. That's far away from Jacksonville. And then the closer I got to like actually being able to go to college, it was FAMU or nothing. There was no list.
Hmm.
That's not the smartest move. Everybody will tell you, you need your dream school, you need your safety school. I wasn't thinking about majors. I wasn't thinking about what's the best fit. As long as the 100 was there, that's what I wanted to do. But thankfully, my mother, I got to give all the credit to her. She was the one that found the School of Business and Industry at Florida A&M. They had a major where you can go through and get your bachelor's and master's at the same time. So we worked out a deal. She said, as long as you do that, as long as you go through this major, this degree path, you'll come out with a master's in business administration. You can work wherever you want, do
Yeah.
whatever you want. You do that, you can be in the 100. All I heard was, so I can be in the 100, right?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I'm good. So as far as I was concerned, that was the selection process. They had the 100. That's where I was going.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That's actually really cool to have that. I went to another school after undergrad, but yeah, I'm sure it would have been a whole lot easier just to go like straight through, at one school and get everything, like before you get out. So that's really cool. I know FAM is, an outstanding school. I mean, people always talk about the band, but FAM is actually a really good school too.
Hmm.
And they don't get enough props for that sometimes. I actually went to FAM band camp in '95.
All right.
Yeah, man, and that was like, that was my first experience being in a HBC, like being in the actual band.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in St. Louis, like we didn't have that, but I was really really excited about being there, and they worked us to death, man. As you know, did you ever
Yes,
go
sir.
to the camp?
Yeah, I went in '97. I
Okay,
went going into my junior year.
okay. So I mean, as you know, not only did we do the pregame, halftime, they had us in the concert band.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember they worked us so hard. I would be like sitting somewhere with my horn, and I would be falling asleep. Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And then I got to march on the patch. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So, yeah, man, that was really really exciting. So that's what's up, Gary dog. Okay, so what we're gonna do now? We're gonna take our commercial break. And then after we come back, I want to find out. Like you already let us know about the business program. Want to talk to you about what you wanted to do when you got out of school, and then all of the achievements that you have that you've got a chance to do after our commercial break, and then then I ask you about the chapter at the end. So it's a really excited, a really good conversation going on with Gary Norman. We're going to take our commercial break here, and then we'll be right back to finish chopping it up with Gary Norman II. Chopping it up on the Marching Podcast Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
The source for fair and factual information on your favorite college bands, blockusup.com. Well-written articles, in-depth band performance analysis, helpful resources for band directors, fun band-related topics, and exclusive interviews with some of today's brightest and most talented leaders of college marching bands. Visit us at blockusup.com, the meeting place for band fans and band directors.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe Beard from the Marching Podcast. Is your school, club, or organization looking for high quality decorated apparel to outfit your students, staff, club, or team? Tired of the same old boring white t shirt? Are you in charge of the upcoming fundraiser or special event but don't really have time to troll the internet for ideas or compare products? SAY can help with design and product selection. We can even assist with ideas on conducting an effective fundraising program. SAY can help you save time and get your message heard. So call 1-800-975-3156. SAY Marketing and Promotions.
Give your brand a voice.
If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in the Southern California area, please contact Kevin Peete of ReMax Patriots. He will meet and exceed all of your needs. You can contact Kevin at 951 858 5942. That's 951 858 5942. Or you can email Kevin at kpsaleshomes@sbcglobal.net. That's KP, his initials, Kevin Peete, KP Sales Homes, all one word, at sbcglobal.net. Thanks again.
You want the best barbecue around? Smokey-O's coming to your town. Ribs, chopped beef, baked potatoes too. Smokey-O's know what's good for you. You want the best barbecue around? Smokey-O's coming to your town. Ribs, chopped beef, baked potatoes too. Smokey-O's know what's good for you. Smokey-O's, come check us out.
Providing online or one-on-one instruction for high school and college students in algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, physics, and chemistry. Visit Math-Sci tutor.com. That's MATHSCI tutor, TUTOR.com to schedule a session or contact Michael Okoro at michael@mathscitutor.com. So again, visit Math-Sci tutor.com, Math-Sci tutor.com to schedule a session or contact Michael Okoro at michael@mathscitutor.com, providing online and one-on-one instruction for high school and college students in algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, physics, and chemistry. Math-Sci tutor.com.
Do you like marching bands? Do you love band videos? Go subscribe to Lamik's Videos YouTube channel. Lamik's Videos YouTube channel has the largest archive of unbiased marching band videos on the internet. iPad giveaways, AirPod giveaways, and more. One more thing. Do you like this video? Prove it, motherfucker. Hit the like button right now. Hit that like button and subscribe to Lamik's Videos right now.
Bull City Music School is the modern approach to music. Enroll today and experience one of our virtual classes, and I can personally say that they are great. My daughter is a student at Bull City Music School learning the piano, and her teacher, Janetta Powell Hopkins, is doing an outstanding job. You can call Bull City Music School at 919-423-5701. That's 919-423-5701. Or you can go to their website at bullcitymusicschool, all one word.com. That's bullcitymusicschool, all one word.com. Bull City Music School, the modern approach to music. The HBCU Recruitment Center is the premier hub for increasing awareness and student interest in pursuing a college education at one of our nation's historically black colleges and universities. Founded by Dr. Tamisha Price Brock and Mr. Ricardo Reese, the HBCU Recruitment Center is headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, and provides educational consulting, degree and institution matching, and educational workshops for students and families. By forging student partnerships with key institution officials, the HBCU Recruitment Center will be the blueprint and catalyst for increased recruitment, enrollment, retention, and successful matriculation of BIPOC students at our nation's historically black colleges and universities. For more information, visit our website at www.hbcurecruitmentcenter.org. That's HBCU Recruitment Center, all one word.org. Or you can give us a call, 1-800-676-1136. The HBCU Recruitment Center. Prodigious Music Concepts, LLC, founded by Dr. Tamisha Price Brock and Mr. Ricardo Reese. Prodigious Music Concepts, LLC, offers comprehensive music instruction, education consulting, and professional development services for K-12 educators and administrators, and college university music majors, faculty, staff, and administrators. Headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, our services are offered in both face to face and online settings, with individual and group services tailored to your needs. Contact us today at 470 771 9447. That's 470 771 9447. Or visit us on the web at www.pmconcepts.org. Prodigious Music Concepts, where we are musically building a better tomorrow.
My name is Alonzo Beard, and I'm a third grade honor roll student, and I'm the son of Joseph Beard, and you're listening to the Marching Podcast.
My name is Kennedy Beard, and I'm an honor roll student in the 6th grade. I'm also the daughter of Joseph Beard, and you're listening to the Marching Podcast.
Hey, this is Kennedy, and you're listening to the Marching Podcast. Hi, this is Nessa. You're listening to the Marching
Podcast. All right, excuse me. All right, we can unmute our microphones. We're back here with Gary Norman II. The last commercial there you saw was the HBCU movement. That would be the first edition, band edition, and we have the second edition coming out at the end of this month, 2022, where Gary is a contributing author. So we'll look forward to that, and I'm sure once we get the little promo commercial there, we'll be able to play it too here on the network. Okay, so real quick, I just thought about something, Gary. So you were there at FAM in 1998?
Yep.
Yeah. So then you were there. Y'all came to Jackson in 98. Were you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was there.
All right. Well, that's outstanding. That's exciting. You were then the second person that I talked to. I actually met. That's how I met John Leonard.
Okay.
Yeah. He plays saxophone.
John Leonard was my sectional advisor.
Oh, nice. Okay. I was doing a show with Christy. I was chopping it up with Christy, and John was listening, and I think he called in or he said something, and I think I was talking to her about y'all coming to Jackson, and he said, yeah, man, I was there. And I was like, damn, okay, that was the first person I actually talked to that was on the other side of the field then. 20 some years ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So you the second person then. So that's actually really cool, man. We came and kicked it at y'all hotel that night, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was good times, man. We were supposed to come down there in '97, and I still don't know. It's been a whole lot of stories floating around about that, but we were all ready to go. And I remember Doc said, "Okay, be here at like 8 o'clock," and it was something, and then we ended up not going. And that's crazy, man, because we were all ready to go down there. My parents actually drove from St. Louis down there, and they were like waiting for this. Y'all never came out, and I was like, "Damn, I wish I would have told you like ahead of time." They were already on the road and stuff. So yeah, man, that's exciting, man. That y'all were that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to somebody else that was on the other side of the field.
Yeah, that was my first time ever in Mississippi, man. It was a fun. I'm sure John probably told you, man. We showed up. It's on YouTube. We were late.
Yes, yes.
We didn't realize it was a time difference.
Yeah, y'all showed up, and of course y'all were so big, y'all had to like walk in the stadium. Y'all walked in, y'all walked in, and y'all set up and everything. And then y'all started playing something. I think whoa, 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 whatever that song is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all started with that. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good time, man. I definitely remember that. That's definitely one of the games that I'm gonna always remember. And I thought about that. He said '97, so I was like, yeah. So that's good to know, man. That's good to know. Okay, so you pick FAM. And then now, did you know what you wanted to major in? Like, did you know what you wanted to do when you got out of school?
No. I mean, and it's funny now. I mean, now that's like one of my passions, trying to help kids, get into school, decide what it is they want to do. But no, I had no idea, man. Again, like I said, I got to give the credit to my mom. She picked a major that at least would allow me to go into corporate America and work.
Right.
And it worked. I mean, FAMU has a top-notch business program. Like I said, came out, went straight through bachelor's and master's, and was able to, work and live comfortably as a result of it.
Right.
I didn't know that, I didn't know how to make that happen, or that this degree would equal that, or this major would lead you here. I had no clue about any of that before I set foot on Florida A&M's campus.
Right. Okay. So yeah, credit to the mom with that, because you definitely came out with a really good degree. I went straight through because I wasn't an adult enough to start working in the real world. Like I wasn't ready to go out there. But I see so many people now, and it's good that you went and straight through, because now I see a lot of people trying to work and go get their master's or their PhD. And it's tough, and most of the time they got kids and a family and all of that. So, yeah, we were definitely lucky to go straight through like that. Okay, all right. So you've done a lot of stuff, Gary, since you've been out of school. So what year did you finish with your undergrad and your master's at FAM?
I finished in 2004. So I was there from 98 to 04.
Okay, all right. So now in 04. What was the first thing that you did when you got out? Because you done a couple things now, brother.
Yeah. Now the first thing, man, I was working for the state. I stayed in Tallahassee. I was working for Department of Management Services, specifically with the Division of Retirement.
Okay.
Easy job right there in the city. But my wife, then girlfriend, she was here in Tampa. She had taken a job, so I was like, hey man, I'm ready to be an adult. I don't want to live. If you're going to school in Tallahassee or you're working for the state government, Tallahassee's the place to be. Mm-hmm. If you want to do anything else, it's time to go, man. So I've been in Tampa ever since. We got married in 05. Came down here and been in corporate America ever since, man. I worked for WebMD for a little while, then went over to Citibank, and I've been at Citibank ever since.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that's what we got in our in our trailer there, that you're there at Citibank now. So also, you then later pledged a certain fraternity
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, the great Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, for all the people that knows. Okay, all right, the bros. What made you pledge Omega Psi Phi?
Oh man, I could go with the standard answer, the cardinal principles, but the truth is, man, I had a lot of men in my life, didn't have a whole bunch of black male teachers. I had a bunch of coaches, through elementary and middle school, um, that were really influential to me. And by the time I got to high school, the first non-coach male figure was one of the vice principals at my high school. He was an Omega, and knew the other coaches that had kind of reared me along the way, or gone upside my head when I was getting a little bit too far out of bounds,
Right.
And he straight up told me, he said, man, he taught me about Omega without telling me it was Omega.
Okay.
But told me that, manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift were the things that he needed to be teaching me. I needed to get a good grasp on if I wanted to be a good man, So Omega was a very influential thing to me before I even knew what it was.
Right.
And by the time I got to my senior year, and Nathaniel Farley, he's still there in Jacksonville, still doing great things and mentoring other people. Then he started letting me in. All right, man, well, now you're going to college. So let me tell you about this thing, Omega Psi Phi.
Mm-hmm.
And just the more he spoke about it, the more I was like, man, I kind of got it in me. I also have an uncle, my uncle VT. Same thing as like my uncles that went to FAMU. He was always wearing his gear around me, so it was always in front of me. I just didn't know the details.
Right.
And didn't even know some of the details were being instilled in me, kind of under the radar, man. But I mean, when I looked at the possibilities and what my values lined up with, I knew I had to be an Omega man.
Right. That's what's up, team. Shout out to Christy Walker. I saw you in the chat. It's the bros, Christy. The bros. I got the bros on here with me, Christy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Christy. Okay. Yeah, man. I wish somebody would told me that you needed to have some grades. You gotta have to, you gotta have some scholarship to join. You know what I'm saying? So of course I learned that later. But that's what's up, team. That's good to hear. All right. So now you done that. You done got married. You pledged. Now you also became a charter member. In 2008. Now, how did that work out? Like, how did you become a charter? Because, I mean, I've always heard about, the charter members, and it's always like 60, 70 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest. So for me, this was right place, right time. I was a young man in Omega. Like I pledged in 05. So I'm for 05, Pi Iota chapter in Tampa, Florida. Epsilon Mu Mu came about in 2008. Tampa Bay area. So again, we talked about a little earlier, Jacksonville being a million square miles. Tampa feels like home to me because the Tampa Bay area includes a bunch of other cities, but it's a lot of people here. So as Tampa Bay was growing, we finally had enough membership that we could support multiple chapters. So some guys from the military, we have a military base, Air Force Base, McDill Air Force Base in Tampa. A lot of bros were coming through, and they put together a military chapter. And they asked some guys that were retired military. They asked some guys that were, hey, look, man, you just look to be about your business. You own it. Right. You get stuff done. So they asked me to come be a part of it. I was like, as a young bro, I was like, sure. Sounds good to me.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's always a trip to me when I hear about somebody that's a chart and they're younger, or what I'm saying, somebody that's not like in their like 70s, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's very impressive, team. Okay. All right. So then you then later the following year joined the Revealing Truth Ministries Mighty Marching Lions. So is that a band at the church?
Yes, sir. So our director, he marched to Alabama State and Miles College.
Wow.
I don't know if you know Willie Snipes, band director at Miles College.
What? Hold on, let me give a little round of applause here, brother Willie Snipes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I know Willie. I know him real well.
All right. Well, Snipes and Antoine Underwood are cousins.
Wow.
So Willie Snipes was very instrumental in helping Revealing Truth Ministry start our marching bands. So Antoine started the band in 2007, and then he didn't ask me. He told me, "Hey man, you my assistant director." I said, "Okay, man." The funny thing is, I play in my church, my actual church band.
Okay.
And back then, Antoine was the trumpet player. I was the sax player. So we had a great musical chemistry. So when he told me, "Hey man, you got all this marching band experience, you my assistant director."
Wow.
So I've been there ever since, man. And again, that's where my passion comes from, trying to steer some of these kids while we can kind of lure them in with the marching band. Then we can tell them about scholarship. Then we can tell them about, hey man, this is what you need to do to prepare yourself for life. Marching band is just the bait we use to get them here. And then while we have them, we can teach them some of the stuff we wish we'd have known before we went off to school.
Right. And I appreciate you for it, because I definitely was one of those people. I was going to march in the band, brother. I wasn't tripping about no books. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got on academic probation that second semester, my parents, of course, they were upset. But, it was really cool. I had a lot of mentors. But I also saw that was one thing going to a black college for me is I saw other people like us doing really well in school. And then for me, like, it got to be like, oh, okay, that's cool to have like a 3-point average, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not be all cool, like, well, I ain't go to class today, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? All crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I saw a lot of people, especially a lot of people in the band that they had really good grades. And so that's what kind of turned things over. And then, of course, the bros was like, you got to have a 2.75. And I was like, damn, 2.75, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it really got me on the book. So it's good that you doing what you doing now. To get people, like you say, the band will get them in, but now, we want to keep them so they can finish school.
That's right.
So that's excellent. I appreciate what you're doing. Okay, so now, and then, of course, shout out to all the people down south in Florida. Of course, y'all going to have marching bands at the church.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think in North Carolina, in Charlotte, there's a House of Prayer church or something like that, and I think they have marching bands. So yeah, that's always something to, spread around the world. Anybody got a marching band, you know what I'm saying? They on the right track. Okay. So, and then we also double brothers. I see that you also Prince Hall affiliate. So what made you join the other bro or the organization?
Yeah, well, there was a college lodge in Tallahassee, Excelsior 754, and that's where I got initiated, passed, and raised. We had a lot of guys from the 100, a lot of guys in the 100 with PHA. So I went to the lodge, and it was, I don't know, it's weird to explain. I mean, marching band culture is already a big family. So to have another family within the family, just felt right. I mean, several members of the band staff were already Prince Hall affiliated. I'm laughing. It didn't get me out of doing no laps, in practice or nothing.
Right.
But Dr. White regarded me a little differently as a brother, than he did as just a regular student,
Right.
But I mean, that was something that started in college for me. And when I first got to Tampa, I didn't know anybody here. I didn't know anyone in Tampa. And how I learned the city, how I got connected, how I hooked up with the bros. I was all through PHA Masonry, man. I mean, I'd probably been in Tampa and married maybe a month. And then finally my wife said, okay, you can go to lodge meet now.
Right.
Got to give her time. And she said, okay, you can go to lodge meeting. And I'm maybe my second lodge meeting in. I met the vice bosselors and hit the ground running. But, being hooked up with the lodge really helped me learn the city, learn the ins and outs.
Right.
I mean, everything, there was nothing too big or too small. Everything from learning, what was the best barbershop to go to, having just moved here, to, again, what neighborhood did you actually want to buy a house in,
Right.
Just having that association, that brotherhood helped out tremendously.
That's what's up, man. You and I are really similar. There was also a lodge behind the campus at Jackson State. and that's basically where that was like the Sonic Boom Lodge. You know what I'm saying? TC Almore 242, and and so then, you know, of course, when you know you online and stuff, they like, all right, you need to use some discretion. You need to, you know what I'm saying, because there's too many people in the boom that's walking around, that's traveling. So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? I remember them telling me that. But yeah, man, it's the same thing. I moved out here to California, didn't know anybody. And then, you know what I'm saying, the lodge out here is one in Riverside. You know, it got me hitting the ground running. Because that was the biggest thing for me, was moving so far away from home. I didn't know anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I met the bros here at my job. But yeah, man, we definitely have some similar stories. So that's what's up, man. I totally know where you coming from with all of that. So yeah, man. So, you also man, dog, you got a lot of stuff going on. You also, a member of Phi Beta Lambda, is a business fraternity. Now, how did that happen, dog?
I mean, I did that while I was in undergrad.
Okay.
Let's see. In high school, it's the collegiate version of the high school group, Future Business Leaders of America.
Oh, snap. So, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So being in the business major, you know, it was just logical sense.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that at all. Okay. All right. So and then you got 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
What are the ages? So you got a boy and a girl?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Me too. All right, me too.
Yep.
And what are their ages?
15 and 12.
Oh, okay.
Well, 12 in a couple weeks.
Okay, nice. Okay. Well, that's what's up, dog. That's really exciting. We definitely got some similar stuff going on. So I definitely be hitting you up. You know, we definitely gonna stay in touch and everything. So this leads to then the book, the HBCU Experience. You guys make sure you guys get your copy of get the first and the second edition, because I'm definitely interested in reading it. I talked to Ashley and Christy. I guess it was this past week. And they said, we got another book coming out. I was like, word? I was like, I thought I was it after the first one. You know what I'm saying? And then they told me about you. So I said, okay, let's hook up then. And then I did the whole interview thing too. I did, you know, a couple interviews here and there. And then the main thing people asked me was, as least words as possible, tell us about your chapter. So I remember for mine, I had 3 things. I said, Boombox Classic, 1997, and Hay in the Middle of the Barn. That was my little trailer for my chapter. So why don't you tell us about your chapter, least as amount of words as possible, if you will. But I guess what could we look forward to when we see Gary Norman, the second chapter in the latest book coming up?
Okay. Everything I need to know for life, I learned in the 100. A lot of people say they learned, you know, everything they needed to know they learned in kindergarten. Everything I needed to know, I learned in the 100. I use all of it to this day.
That's what's up, man. That's pretty exciting. Also got to say, man, I'm trying to think. So you survived. You were there before all the stuff that went down at FAM and got FAM in trouble. So you were there before all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, but you were still kind of around. I don't remember like when that happened. That's been a while ago now.
I was already living in Tampa.
Okay, yeah. I remember. I know it was because you know you with me. We marched in the '90s, so I remember we were all kind of old. Well, I don't want to say we were old. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We were out of school. Right. You know what I mean, though. So that's what's up, man. It's let me give you another round of applause. It's been really good talking to you.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Do you have anything before we're off? We're gonna land the interview. Anything that you want to say to any young people? Any advice? Anything that you want to have to sign out the interview today?
Yeah. Same thing I told my marching band in practice yesterday, man. I mean, these things that we did in starting in elementary, middle, and high school for some of us, these band relationships, man, they'll take, who knows where they can take you. I mean, this was something I did when I was 18 and 19 years old, and I'm getting to talk to you about it.
Right.
So it's never about the activity, man. It was always about the relationships. I mean, guys that I marched in the band with, they were in my wedding. They're my daughter's godparents. I mean, I don't have enough great things to say about what I got to do while being a part of the band, man. It was a life-changing experience. I'd do it again if I could. And so to any young person, man, first you got to get in school, but never, never take it lightly. I mean, these friendships, these bonds, they will take you the rest of your life. They'll take you places you never dreamed you could go to, all from just being in the band.
Right. Let me give you a round of applause, man. I definitely agree. Just a whole lifetime friends, man. Like people I still, reach out to and talk to all the time. We was in the band, and of course, we talking about a lot of stuff. And now with the evolution of the internet and with YouTube and stuff, now you can actually talk about it. Where you're like, Fam was here, and then we played y'all last year, and then we play y'all again. And are you going down to Miami?
No, not this year.
Okay.
I'm planning to go back to the first FAMU home game, though, the following weekend.
Okay. Yeah, Miami's a bit too far for me, so I won't be making over there. But I know it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast, man.
Yeah.
With YouTube, it's a lot easier to sit in my air conditioning.
Right. Yeah, man, that's going to be really cool. One thing, since, you part of another elite program, I kind of wish that Jackson State and FAM would meet maybe in the middle of the year or like towards the end, like when the band is in full swing, like that first game. You know what I'm saying? You still kind of feeling out the identity of that year. And I don't know, I think it would be better band wise for us not to be. I mean, like, we could play Valley the first game. I don't want to play FAM the first game. You know what I'm saying?
It is different, man. I mean, both bands have to come out, you can't come tiptoeing.
Right.
It's all or nothing,
Right. Yeah. And those are two huge programs. So it's like, I wish they would be later. But, at least we get to play y'all. Y'all in the SWAC now. Y'all and Bethune are in the SWAC now. So, so it's, it'll be definitely interesting. So, let me give you another round of applause. I really appreciate talking to you.
Appreciate you, man. Great being.
And I'm sure that people will put out all the information about when the book comes out, but I definitely will be getting me a copy and reading your chapter. But yeah, man, really proud of what you're doing. You're a double brother and everything, but definitely you have some really good accomplishments that are beacon for young people, and it's cool to hear that I guess you and I kind of started the same as far as not really knowing what we wanted to do when we went to school, but it looks like that we turned out okay, and and I think that'll help out a lot of young people too that don't know what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? It'll be all right. So that's what's up, man. Gary Norman II, thanks again. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show so we can give you the criteria so we can start to pub your business using our platform. We'll play your commercial. We'll post your website on the blog. We'll help send out your information through social media. We want to start to circle the dollars around the craft to help build opportunities for our schools and our communities. That's all the time that we have for the show today. Please check out the website at themarchingpodcast.com. Donate what's in your heart. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the eye is a better pupil and more willing than the ear. Advice may be misleading, but examples are always clear. See you next time. Thank you, dog. Appreciate that, dog.
Bro.